Hey y'all, so I watched this on YouTube where this older lady, she was taken advantage of. They took all of her belongings and put her in something like a nursing home, and they called it a guardianship. So on Netflix, the same happened to this lady. She had belongings. They stole all her belongings and put her in a nursing home. And I'm going to show you a clip of the nursing I Care from Netflix and this clip right here. But I was thinking about all the people now. We're like 70 years old. They're still walking around. They're still talking. 80 years old, still at home, still cooking for themselves. And I remember back in the day, 70 or 80 years old people were in the nursing homes and they were always taking medication. Now I'm thinking they have these people heavily sedated and drugged and stole all of their belongings. Like most everybody, you didn't see 70-year-olds and 80 years old walking around like you do now. They were in really bad health. And at first I was thinking, okay, times were harder because they had to work outside and work harder because it was back in the day. But now I'm thinking that these people did a scam where they give all these people that medication, because every time you see a nurse in those nursing homes, every few hours, drugs. They keeping them in a state of vegetation so they can get money off of these people. Like, what do you need all those drugs for? So I am in complete shock that I saw this, and it is the same information from the movie. The movie could have stolen this from this scene right here. And I don't know if they gave this woman money or credit, but it's the exact same story. I'm sure it's probably more people's story than just this lady's story. Where they get you in a guardianship, they force you to go to a nursing home, and you can't escape. The only way this lady escaped was to prove that she still had her mental capacity, and she went on social media and got people to help her. That's the only way she escaped. And I remember I used to work in a nursing home when I first graduated from high school. This is my first job. I was a nursing assistant, and this lady was screaming. And I was in there talking to her one day, and I was like, "Are you okay? What's wrong with you? Why are you always screaming?" And she told me her daughter took her house and put her in a nursing home, and there was nothing she could do about it. And I was like, well, the more you act crazy, they're going to really think you're crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I said, this is not helping your case. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to talk to the lady because she screamed every day. And when she started talking like she had some sense, it really scared me. People do this all the time to elderly people. It's called elder abuse. And not only strangers, but the family members can do it to them too. So this is very scary. But they took all her belongings, all of her. She has nothing. She had a 2,000 square foot home. She said she had nice jewelry. She owned everything. Do never sign over guardianship to anyone, because they will take advantage of it. She has nothing left. They kept her drugged up. That's how they do most of the people. And it's very scary and unbelievable how people can treat you.
Our rights, all our privileges, all the things we believe.
Being locked in a memory care unit, even though you're capable of living independently. I-Team investigator Adam Mulser uncovered how a woman's pleas were ignored by her court-appointed guardian and how she turned to social media for help.
This was the first time we spoke with Jan Garwood in April.
Hey there.
Garwood first messaged on Facebook, then called on FaceTime using a secret cell phone. Garwood had researched our stories about problems with Florida's guardianship system. She called from a locked dementia unit at the Palms of Longwood Assisted Living Facility.
It's hard to put a word on it. Heartbreaking.
Garwood was put into guardianship in 2017 after she was injured in a car crash while grieving the death of her son.
There shouldn't be anybody that should be able to have 100% control over anybody's life.
A judge appointed disgraced former guardian Rebecca Furley to care for her.
The families are wanting some answers here.
Furley resigned from her cases after state investigators alleged she was responsible for the death of a man under her care. Furley was later charged with 2 felonies and is awaiting trial. A new guardian took over Garwood's case, but when Garwood said the woman wouldn't help her get her rights restored, Garwood took to social media.
I had put my ad on Facebook and said, somebody help me, I've got a guardian who's controlling my life.
Guardianship reform advocate Hillary Hogue responded and visited her.
Are you happy with your guardian?
Are you kidding me? I hate my guardian. My guardian hates me.
Hogue arranged for Garwood to contact attorney Vito Ropo.
I filed a motion to be appointed as her counsel at her request. And I put in there that I believe that she should be reexamined.
Her guardian's attorney fought back, responding with this letter demanding Ropo drop the case or face financial sanctions.
I was being threatened personally. My own individual finances were at stake.
A judge ordered a doctor to evaluate Garwood's mental capacity, and Garwood got a nearly perfect score. The doctor saying she is fully capable of handling and executing her own personal, medical, and financial day-to-day affairs. The judge released Garwood from guardianship in late August.
But I never gave up that eventually, sooner or later, something would have to happen that I'd be able to get away from her.
After her release, Garwood no longer had her home. Her guardian sold it to an employee of Palms of Longwood.
It was sold substantially less than what the other homes in the area were going for. And we also know that the house was never placed onto the market for sale.
When you lose a house like that, you lose your memories.
The proceeds went into a trust Garwood can't access, and what happened to her belongings is a mystery.
I have, or had, I'm still keeping my fingers crossed, but over $300,000 worth of old furniture, jewelry, collectibles.
Records show her guardian billed Garwood to pack and store her items, but
at this point, we're told that they have no personal property of hers at all. No pictures, nothing. It's just nothing. They have zero.
We contacted the guardian and her attorney repeatedly, but neither responded. Garwood, who lived in a 2,700 square foot home before guardianship, now lives in a friend's garage.
We went to the food pantry and stood in line for 4 hours to get a couple of boxes of old food. And that's what we've been eating.
You're living in a garage. You're depending on the food pantry because of guardianship and the state of Florida allowing this to happen.
Absolutely. And there is no reason for this.
You lose more rights in a guardianship, in most guardianships, than you do if you go to federal prison.
It's very scary to think we're in the United States and this is happening to us. All our rights, all our privileges, all the things we've believed in and worked for all these years to keep. What's going on?
I'm I-Team investigator Adam Walser taking action for you.
It doesn't agree with me.
This is a movie I care.
The people who take and those getting took. Predators and prey. Lions and lamb.
Forced my mother into the home when she made it very clear that she didn't want to go. And now she has auctioned off my mother's house, her car, her personal belongings, and she uses the proceeds to pay herself. And now Miss Grayson has barred me from seeing my mother at all. It's a goddamn nightmare. She has kidnapped my mother.
Please, sir, calm down. Marla Grayson is a well-respected professional guardian and has been appointed by this court by me to look after the best interests of your mother now that she cannot look after herself.
How is it in my mother's best interest to have her son barred from seeing her? Miss Grayson doesn't care about my mother at all.
Excuse me, Your Honor, may I speak?
Go ahead, Miss Grayson.
Mr. Fellstrom, sir, I sympathize, and I have to pay for her care in the facility, so yes, I oversaw the sale of some of her assets to finance that. And yes, I pay myself too, because caring, sir, is my job. It's my profession. This is what I do. All day, every day, I care. I care for those who are in need of protection. Protection from apathy, protection from their own pride. And quite often,
They take all of her stuff, auction it off, sell it off. The lady's safety deposit box.
come at me, fair and square. You get me in a courtroom. You outplay me. You don't bring guns into a care home. You don't murder one of my friends. This is your life now, Jennifer. You are just another old lady in a care home with dementia, with incontinence, with arthritis, with no one except me. Jennifer, or whoever the hell you really are, you're gonna die in here, alone and in terrible pain.